There's no better wake-up call than to have your age-old rival come knocking on the door. And tonight, defending champs take on the Dodgers. LA has won back-to-back NL West titles, but the Giants have the trophies and the rings. Tonight, one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports is ready for another chapter. It's the Giants, it's the Dodgers, and it's next.
We are coming to you from AT&T Park on a very cool Tuesday night as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is game one, Giants-Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the number one team in the West is playing a team that's on the bottom, and that's the Giants and the Dodgers. And tonight, Mike, it'll be up to the Giants to try to figure out how to score some runs, but also for Tim Lincecum to hold the Dodgers down.
Well, that is the challenge, and this is the renewal of an ancient rivalry, and I think it's all going to depend on the pitching. And for Tim Lincecum, he has to calm this middle of this Dodger lineup down. And we know about his numbers a lifetime with Yasiel Puig. Puig owns him, and he's got 4 extra base hits and 14 at-bats. But he also has to calm down Adrian Gonzalez, who's the hottest man in the world, and Howie Kendrick is another guy that he has to be very, very good with. And those will be the keys tonight.
All right. It feels like we're at Candlestick, but that may be a good thing. All right. When we come back, we're going to go back to Willie Mays Plaza for an update, and we will do that right after this.
brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
After 14 consecutive games, the Giants got a chance to regroup and recharge with an off day yesterday. They're going to need it. They take on the red-hot Dodgers, who have won 7 straight. Welcome back to the Giants broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and skipper Bruce Bochy wanted to give his team a complete reprieve from the game yesterday. But Boch actually had some business to take care of right here at AT&T Park. He got to play the role of Santa Claus as World Series rings were handed out to the Giants front office employees. And I had a chance to catch up with the Giants president CEO Larry Baer to get his take on the special day.
I have to say it was probably my favorite ceremony of them all. 240 rings to all the Giants full-time front office folks, plus guests were all in attendance, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, children. It was very emotional. These are the people that are here year-round that make it all happen for the fans, make it all happen for the players, make it all happen for the community. And for that, we're so grateful for all they do. And you know what was very cool about it? It was Kruk and Kipe announcing them just as we announced the players. It was Brian Saban, Bruce Bochy, myself shaking hands on the field, really very much like Saturday night. I can't say there were 41,000 people, but the people that counted, family members, were all in attendance.
Job well done. The front office, they are team members too. All right, game 1 getting set of this 3-game series against the Dodgers. Tim Lincecum taking on Brett Anderson. Lineups, first pitch. Kruk and Kipe, it's all coming at you right after these messages. Stay right where you are.
By Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
After 14 consecutive games, the Giants got a chance to regroup and recharge with an off day yesterday. They're going to need it. They take on the red-hot Dodgers, who have won 7 straight. Welcome back to the Giants broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and skipper Bruce Bochy wanted to give his team a complete reprieve from the game yesterday. But Boch actually had some business to take care of right here at AT&T Park. He got to play the role of Santa Claus as World Series rings were handed out to the Giants front office employees. And I had a chance to catch up with the Giants president CEO Larry Baer to get his take on the special day.
I have to say it was probably my favorite ceremony of them all. 240 rings to all the Giants full-time front office folks, plus guests were all in attendance, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, children. It was very emotional. These are the people that are here year-round that make it all happen for the fans, make it all happen for the players, make it all happen for the community. And for that, we're so grateful for all they do. And, you know, what was very cool about it? It was Kruk and Kipe announcing them just as we announced the players. It was Brian Saban, Bruce Bochy, myself shaking hands on the field, really very much like Saturday night. I can't say there were 41,000 people, but the people that counted, family members, were all in attendance.
Job well done. The front office, they are team members too. All right, game one getting set of this 3-game series against the Dodgers. Tim Lincecum taking on Brett Anderson. Lineups, first pitch. Kruk and Kipe, it's all coming at you right after these messages. Stay right where you are.
I'm Jeremy Affel, and you're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
The authentic home of Giants baseball.
Time to play ball. Here's Kruk and Kipe.
All right, thanks, Sergio. Here we are at AT&T Park as the Giants take the field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free. Visit online for park hours at Beachwalk Boardwalk at beachboardwalk.com. It is cool tonight. It's 55 degrees. See the winds at 13 miles per hour. Humidity 85%, and it is overcast. The lineup that Tim Lincecum will be facing looks like this. It's a different look. It'll be Jimmy Rollins and then Yasiel Puig. Adrian Gonzalez, Mike said earlier, hottest man on the planet. Howie Kendrick is the cleanup hitter. Then it's Grandal, Crawford, and the former Giant Uribe. The local kid, Jock Peterson, will hit 8th, and Anderson will pitch and bat 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Timothy Leroy Lincecum, 5'11", 170-pounder, 30 years old, in his 8th year at the big league level. Third start, his ERA been very strong, 2.25, still looking for a win number 1 on the year. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball, high 80s, low 90s, curveball, slider, and a split. And for Lincecum, the big test tonight is going to come from the one guy in right field for the Dodgers, and that's Yasiel Puig. He has had amazing numbers against Lincecum. Of course, really the top 4 guys in the Los Angeles' lineup is they're all hot. So he's got his hands full. The Dodgers are playing good ball right now. Let's come lifetime against the Dodgers, 9-7 with a 3.38 ERA. And here in San Francisco, 4-2 with a 3.16 lifetime ERA.
So here's the former Philly to lead things off, and that would be Jimmy Rollins. Dodgers are 9-3. The Giants are 4-10. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's down low. So we get started right on time. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Rollins takes a ball, 2-0. The home plate umpire is Fielding Colbreth. Fagan, Gonzalez, and Reynolds from first to third.
And Colbreth is a tight zone. He likes the low pitch, but he does not have big corners.
Rollins taking all the way, and he takes a strike. Way off the line at third is Casey McGee. And this is another strike to make it 2-2. Outfield straight away against Jimmy Rollins, the kid that was born and raised across the bay. As Lincecum started to go and steps off. First start for Lincecum since the haircut.
Yep.
Hit out to right field, not deep. And coming in is Maxwell. And that's how this game gets started.
So a nice comeback down to count 2-0 for Lincecum to get that first out. Always calms you down a bit.
Here's the very popular Yasiel Puig. See his numbers, 267, a couple of home runs, 4 driven in. He said that he's trying to tone everything down. The celebrations, the bat flips.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it, but he's one of those guys, I don't care, he could be 0 for 94. When he puts on a uniform against the Giants, he's a great player, and he always has been against San Francisco.
And a first pitch breaking ball for a strike.
Let's just say he figured out the rivalry very quickly in his young career, but he's got tons of talent. And as we mentioned, he has worn out Tim Lincecum.
8 for 14, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and that pitch just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I don't think it missed. He just didn't get it. If you were to classify Fielding Colbreth, the plate umpire, as a pitcher or hitter's umpire, he's a hitter's umpire.
There's a strike, 1 and 2.
No problem for Lincecum to spot that fastball down around the knees. That's always an issue and a key.
Susak's going to come back, and that's going to be a souvenir.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense tonight, playing behind Lincecum. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Maxwell. Maxwell has good lifetime numbers against Brett Anderson, the pitcher for the Dodgers. Crawford and McGee on the left side of the infield. Panik and Posey on the right side. Andrew Susak, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
And now full count to Yasiel Puig with Adrian Gonzalez on deck. I beg your pardon, 2 and 2. Hit up the middle. Crawford dives. He can't get it.
Now the hottest guy in this Dodger lineup is their first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. And take a look at the hot zone. It's basically the whole strike zone with the exception of down and away. So there you go. He was the National League Player of the Week the first week of the season. Just absolutely opened up and was hitting everything out of the ballpark.
So Lincecum now out of the stretch. And the first pitch is high and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Not an overshift for Gonzalez, but the Giants on the left side of the infield really playing Gonzalez to pull. Not so much in the outfield. I mean, when Gonzalez was with the Padres, he'd hit half his home runs the other way.
In Petco Park, which is not a hitter-friendly ballpark. And you talk about establishing a reputation for power to be able to hit that many opposite field home runs in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. That put him on the map. Very relaxed hitter.
And the next pitch is down low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And he makes you work. I mean, he's not in any hurry to have his at-bat over with. He'll get pitches out of you.
Puig does not have a steal this year. He's been thrown out once, but he's very capable of stealing a bag. This is lined to Posey, and that's a double play. Giants are coming up. Aoki, Panic, Pagan. Bruce Bochy's lineup. It'll be Nori Aoki to lead things off, followed by Panic, Pagan, and then Buster Posey. And the last 11 games for Buster against the Dodgers, very good. McGee will hit 5th, and it's Susac, Maxwell, and Crawford, and Lincecum will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be the left-hander Brett Anderson. Anderson, 6'3", 240-pounder. He's a big boy out of Midland, Texas. 7th year at the big league level. And he is 1-0 with a 3.27 ERA. And he can be very good. He has a fastball that'll go low 90s. He can sink it. He can cut it. And a real good hard slider. He'll flop a curveball at you every once in a while and mix in a changeup. But for the most part, you think of him as a fastball slider guy. Against the Giants, he's never beaten them. He's 0-2. Been in 3 games against them with an ERA of 5.25.
So here's the Giants leadoff hitter, Nori Aoki. And he looks at a strike. He's 20 for 59 to open up the season. He's got a 409 on base percentage. And another strike.
It's a gift right there. You didn't see low strikes tonight with Colbert.
Bruce Bochy is barking already.
You don't see many belt strikes. And the strike zone's pretty narrow. You will get some low strikes.
On the ground and a fair ball. Crawford was shading Aoki towards the line, so he gets there quickly, and that's a leadoff single.
Let's take a look at the Dodger defense starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Crawford, Peterson, and Puig. The best arm in right field with Puig, and it is off the charts good. Rollins and Uribe on the left side of the infield. Howie Kendrick joined by Adrian Gonzalez on the right side, and Yasmani Grandal will be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Joe Panic. Panic at 283. Most of the damage that Panic has done is over the last couple of games as he hits this little pop-up, and Kendrick is, well, he's not allowed to do that. But you can try. You have to let it bounce. But what you do is you do it to see if the base runner is going to get off the base and do something weird.
And every once in a while, even at the big league level, you'll see a guy take off. It's like letting an infield fly drop. It runners at first and second. Every once in a while, a guy will leave the bag and you'll get a free out. You already got the one if the infield fly rule is called. Infield fly rule.
Here's Pagan hitting .321 with 4 driven in. Aoki's got 3 steals on the year. He's been caught 1 time. There's Buster Posey. Just underway here at AT&T Park. Giants Dodgers on a cool night. Forget cool. It's a cold night. And that's not a complaint.
Just a scouting report.
Aoki goes, and he's going to make it easily.
Well, one thing about being in the big leagues for over 6 years as a pitcher, they're going to know your pickoff move. It is our right choice, and whatever the tip that Anderson has that tells the runner at first that he's going home, Aoki knows it. He just picked him clean. Our forward right choice.
Like, I think he came off the bag. Watch closely here.
He did come off, but I don't think his hand was in contact with him.
And the Dodgers took a look at it.
It's our Exmos, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
Had Rollins kept his glove on him, he'd have been out.
He'd have been out.
So 0-1 to Pagan. And Pagan hits him on one hop to Rollins from deep short, and Rollins throws him out.
Now watch, the foot does come off, but the glove separates. And there he's not touching him. Right there, the foot comes off. And if he had held that glove on him, he'd have gotten the out. So now it's up to Buster Posey to take advantage of it.
It's way more important now. I mean, before replay, no one had ever even considered.
No.
Umpires would have not been able to see that. So here's Buster Posey, 1 for 4 lifetime against Anderson. And a swing and a foul to the backstop, and it's 0-1.
Now with 2 outs, Aoki's going to get a good break, but we've seen Buster Posey take lefties like Anderson to right field a lot. And remember that Puig in right field has got an incredible arm.
Breaking ball for a strike. So Buster now in a battle, 0-2. Anderson can play around for a couple of pitches. And Buster fights something nasty pitch.
Now, when you have an inside-out swing that Posey has, balls that come at him from a left-hander, even if they're off the plate inside, he can still do something with them. Because he can, with the inside-out approach, he can go to right field with it.
Down low, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Down low.
Keeps going back foot breaking ball. I mean, those are good ones. That's exactly where he wants to place that breaking ball.
McGee watching closely from the on-deck circle, and Buster lines this one right at Kendrick, and that'll end the inning. After one, no score. Dodgers nothing, Giants nothing as we head to inning number 2. Lincecum will be facing Kendrick, Grandal, and Carl Crawford. And the first pitch runs inside. Lincecum had a 15-pitch first inning. And my partner likes to say that that's just about right. 2-0.
Kendrick has really been swinging the bat well since the start of the season, and because he's hitting 370, he gets the distinction of covering and protecting Adrian Gonzalez. So the two hottest hitters on this team are hitting 3 and 4.
So Lincecum throws a 2-0 breaking ball, and it's 3-0. Kendrick has never faced Lincecum until now. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Check out our cold hard facts, and it's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Last season, Tim Lincecum joined Dodgers Hall of Famer Sandy Koufax as the only pitcher in Major League Baseball history to have multiple Cy Youngs, no-hitters, and World Series titles. That's a group that you want to be with. That's dinner for two, Koufax and Lincecum.
Yeah. And you can sit there and look Sandy Koufax in the eye.
On the ground to Posey. He'll step on the bag. His throw, and now they've got Kendrick in a rundown, and Kendrick is out, and the Giants have another double play. Yeah, you'd think that Buster has played that position his whole life.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me. A guy just throws 4 balls in a row, not even close to the strike zone. Guy steps in, first pitch swings. And that's the age-old argument that pitchers have with hitters. Hitters want to get a good pitch to hit. Pitchers know how hard it is to throw a strike when you're scuffling. And Tim Lincecum, he loves that effort.
Here's Carl Crawford. Crawford on the first pitch, fouls it out of play.
Look, I get it. You want to get a good pitch, but the first pitch of a game, runner at first, it's not like he's in scoring position. You know, let that pitcher dig a little hole if he's showing a little wildness. Used to have this argument all the time with Dusty Baker.
Well, what if it's the best pitch to hit? Well, I'm just being Dusty. That's it. I'm just being Dusty.
But you haven't seen a speed. You haven't seen a movement. It's the first pitch you've seen all night.
Yeah, I don't need to see any of that stuff. I'm that good. I'm thinking along what Dusty might say.
Oh, well, we could go 6 hours of that argument.
Crawford up the middle. Panic on the backhand. Slings it to Posey. Nice play. Side retired. 8-pitch inning. McGee, Susak, Maxwell coming up.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Here we have a 0-0 ball game as Casey McGee leads things off. And a call strike to McGee. McGee hitting 194. Susak and then Maxwell. And McGee finds himself quickly behind in the count. And that fastball is up and in. So that's about what you get, right, with his fastball, 90?
Yeah, but he's pretty good about movement. He understands sink. He understands cut. That was a 90-mile-an-hour cut fastball that had a little subtle movement running flat into the hands of the right-handed hitter.
Hit out to right. And standing there is Puig, and he makes the catch.
Well, Giants are offering mini packs, and they've just been released. You can go to sfgiants.com/mini-pack to check out the 4-game pack options. Each pack includes tickets to a Dodger game. Packs start as low as $79. So for more information on these new 4-pack offers, go to sfgiants.com/mini-pack.
Here's Susak. Susak has only had 4 at-bats. He's 1 for 4. Gave him a big pep talk before the game.
Yeah, what'd you tell him?
I said, look, there's a lot of people in Sacramento that are going to be watching. And if you don't start doing something, we're just not going to broadcast into Sacramento.
Well.
And he said, well, I'd have a lot of people that would be very disappointed by that. And I said, well, it's up to you.
He has a lot of people that would be very disappointed. Susak from Roseville.
He's got a great sense of humor. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The Jesuit High School in Sacramento and on to Oregon State University.
Skies this one out into Triple's alley. Crawford or Puig on the move, and Puig will put it away. All right, let's check in with Good News Amy G. Amy?
All right, guys, what did Giants do with a rare day off at home? I will let you know right now. Brandon Belt, he had a birthday. Justin Maxwell spent time with his family. Tim Hudson did absolutely nothing. Joe Panic takes the cake. He went to Six Flags, met a bunch of animals, rode an elephant, fed a tiger, and you can see it on his Instagram page. Dwayne, maybe you could put it on your Instagram page, too.
Yeah, big hit on that. What did you do, Mike? What did you do before 4 o'clock? Maxwell takes a strike at the knee.
Just a major league hang.
Hang?
But at 4 o'clock, we got to do something pretty spectacular yesterday.
Pretty awesome. It's always fun to see a smiling 230 group photo. That's what it was.
Giants front office got their rings yesterday, and we got to hand them out. And it was just a great family reunion. And you've never seen smiles so big as what we saw yesterday.
Well, look. Front office had a great year. They don't have a box score with the front office. So this was their day to shine. Two pitch. 3-2.
Well, you know, they don't get enough applause and they don't get enough thank you for the job that they do to make this ballpark as beautiful as it is and preserve the history of this great franchise. So many little things add up to one big thing. Very deserving of their rings.
Hammered into the gap. Peterson's going to dive. He can't get it. Maxwell runs pretty good. And he is not going to stop at second. And the throw goes way offline, and that's a triple. And that'll bring up Crawford.
One thing that Giants fans are going to learn in watching Jock Peterson, the center fielder for the Dodgers, play is that he's got some serious range. There's a hanger out there out over the plate at the belt, and he just puts a charge into it. It was going to be just a matter of whether or not Peterson could run it down, and he almost pulls it off, just a little short. But once it gets by Peterson, Crawford in left field, who backed the play up, does not have a very good arm. And the Giants are going to take advantage of it. And Maxwell was long striding and never slowed down.
And Crawford takes inside for a ball, 1-0. I thought right in here, Mike, he was going to catch it.
I did too.
Crawford with a bunt. Can Kendrick make the play? No! And the Giants take the lead.
It's such a gutsy play. It's got to be perfect. And Kendrick almost pulls it off. But Crawford indeed does beat it out. And remember who was standing on the on-deck circle. Lincecum, who's not a very good hitting pitcher.
So here is Lincecum, 0 for 3 on the season. And he bounces this one right to his old teammate, Juan Uribe, and that'll end the inning. A 2-out triple and a 2-out bunt single, and not going to run. 1-0 Giants.
company, identical to the rings given to the players and the coaches, and the ring will be personalized with your last name. Purchase tickets at sfgiants.com/ring raffle.
Giants with a 1-0 lead. Here's Juan Uribe. And the first pitch to Uribe is down low. Uribe hitting .214. He's 6 for 28. I don't know, but it looks to me like Lincecum's getting the ball back and throwing it.
Rock and roll. I mean,
it's a different kind of a rhythm.
You've seen him be very deliberate, but when he's got a good rhythm going, he will work quick.
Good look from down the right field line. 2-1 to Uribe. Popped up and out of play.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is the clouds that we see. It's more of a marine layer. It's not really like it's going to threaten to rain. It's just moist.
Yeah, it is wet. There's no doubt about it. Two pitch. Got him.
Finished him off with a slider. And he locates it perfectly in the outside corner. You see the little red eye in the middle of the ball. That's the tip of the slider. Right up on top. It's good drive. There's no hump in that slider. It's right off a straight plane. First strikeout of the night.
Here's Peterson hitting .289. A couple of home runs, 6 driven in. And the first pitch is down low. Good looking young player, this Jock Peterson.
He's aggressive, likes that count leverage. And what the league has found out about him is that he sits fastball, and they will stay away from the fastballs and fastball counts. A lot of young players will come up here and they'll sit fastball the whole at bat, and they don't adjust until it's 2 strike, and then they may take a little swing out. He doesn't.
There's a strike. He's from Palo Alto, born there, lives there. He's only, what's the date today? It's his birthday. Nice to be at home for your birthday. Get on the ground and in the hole and a base hit. The NBC Bay Area Investigative Unit is the largest on-air team of investigative journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. You can watch the award-winning stories that have helped make the Bay Area a better place at NBCBayArea.com/investigation. Here's Anderson. Anderson shows bunt and takes a pitch low and in, or actually low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Casey McGee, the Giants' third baseman, playing very aggressive, and he'll determine as to whether or not you will slug bunt, slash bunt, show bunt, bring it back, and then slash. And Anderson is very capable of doing that very thing.
He does, and he misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a little bit too big of a swing if you're going to do that. You really just want to kind of take a hearty half swing and punch it somewhere.
It's like you're playing Pepper.
In the dirt, Susak with a nice block. 2 balls and 1 strike. And now we're going to have a little conversation.
Well, Lorenzo Bundy's going to go over going, dude, it's the bunt, not the fake bunt sign. Either bunt or get off the pot. Good speed at first base with Peterson.
Well, Lincecum didn't want to walk
this guy, that's for sure. It's 3-1.
Well, if they're going to give you an out, you've got to take it. And the way you take it is with strikes. And that's a base runner in scoring position for free.
So here's Rollins. Rollins popped out to right field to open up the ball game. Here he takes low. And now Susak's going to go out and try to calm the waters.
Jimmy Rollins in his 15th year at the big league level. Not a big guy, 5'7", 175-pounder. What a career he's had. But I'm not used to him in the Dodger uniform yet.
Not yet. You're right.
14 years he wore that Philadelphia Philly uniform, and he wore it well.
Hit to right. Does Maxwell have a beat on it? He does. Tagging is Peterson. And now the Dodgers will have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Take a look at the challenge. Looks like a little slider. He just tries to lay it in there to get a strike, and it's right there at the belt. And Jimmy Rollins, who is opportunistic, he will look for a mistake up. That's where his happy zone is, right around the belt. And he just missed this one.
So here's Puig. Puig broke his bat and singled up the middle in the first inning. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Curveball. So Lincecum has let the Dodgers know that he can throw all 3 of the specialty pitches over for a strike, and he'll do it first pitch. Curveball, slider, split, they're all working for him.
Hey, put that fastball in a good spot. It's nothing in 3.
If you're going to go inside, you've got to get it on the inside corner at the hands. You don't want to drop that thing down around the knees. Is he saying he thinks there's an interference with Susak? If Susak makes contact with the glove, with the bat, I mean, it's catcher's interference. And Puig gets a base, and that's what Mattingly's arguing.
I think he just said it's not reviewable either. If I can read lips.
He did. That's catcher's interference. He absolutely interferes with the bat head. And that'll upset the timing of everything when you're a hitter.
And he popped him up. And they'll end the inning. Dodgers strand a pair. Top of the order coming up.
That's a break.
collectible that is limited to 2015 basketballs and sells $9.95. Call BigTimeBats.com now.
Well, you're looking for the best coverage of San Francisco Giants baseball? Log on to CSNBayArea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich will provide wire-to-wire reporting for the Giants' 2015 season. Check out CSNBayArea.com. That's where he's at.
And a strike to Norioki, who singled in the first inning. Giants lead 1-0, bottom of the third. And this is tapped to first. That's a fair ball. And Gonzalez will step on the bag. In the house today is Barry Bonds, sitting next to Larry and Peter McGowan. And then to the right of Peter is Pam Bear, and then Peter's wife.
There's Debbie McGowan. She just had knee surgery, so glad to see her at the ballpark. And Peter, who's been battling an illness, feeling good enough to get out to the yard. He looks great. And Bonds always looks great. He is in shape.
It's the same.
Not a wrinkle on the guy.
On the ground towards the hole. Rollins gets rid of it, throws it, and it's not in time.
So once again, the Giants put Anderson in the stretch. To the backhand. Pretty good footing on the back foot. And Rollins, you used to have one of the best shortstop arms in the game, not able to get enough on the throw.
I mean, it's not a knock, but maybe a younger Rollins makes that play. It's just part of the whole process. Here's Pagan, who bounced out to short. And he takes a strike.
Dodgers play Pagan straight away in the outfield. And really pretty straight away in the middle of the infield as well. Uribe, even with the bag at third, take away the bunt. I think that's the ultimate compliment to a hitter when you've been around the game for as long as Pagan, and they play you straight away.
Yep.
Because he does use the whole field from both sides.
Panik does not have a steal. I don't remember him trying to steal, yet Anderson is convinced that that's a possibility. One ball and one strike. Nope, 2-1. If you just joined us, a 2-out triple by Justin Maxwell, and then Brandon Crawford with a bunt single to knock in Crawford or Maxwell, and that's where we stand, 1-0. This is shot up the middle, off of Kendrick. Panik will put on the brakes. Giants have runners at first and second. Check out our AT&T U-verse rewind. It happened May 3rd of 2013 against the Dodgers. Ronald Belisario served one up, and Buster with a walk-off. So here's Posey, who hit a soft line drive to Kendrick in the first inning. And the first pitch is wide, and it's 1-0. So Grandalo's going to go out and have a word with Anderson.
Well, with one out, it's not like he has an open base. I mean, third base is open, but you never want to give that with one outs or no outs. So Posey should see something to hit in this at bat.
Block 2-0.
Struggling with pitches low in the zone, and it is early, but his average is about a bunch down below. And I don't know if it's just a true indication that one part of the strike zone is the cause of it. Posey is one of those guys that's been hitting it in tough luck for a while. He's been hitting the ball well, but it's been finding gloves.
That is a fact. Here it's 2 balls and a strike. Two and two.
That's why ball players, they don't trust stats so much as they trust swings. If a pitcher's going to pitch a game, he's going to go out and watch batting practice, how a guy's swinging it, what kind of swing that he has, how much of the field he's using. That's what you believe in. Stats can lie to you.
Posey with a base hit to left field. Here comes Panic. Crawford's throw is going to be cut off, or make it. It goes through, and it's 2-0 Giants.
Well, they're going to take Carl Crawford on if they have a chance. He does not have a good arm. And Roberto Kelly, the Giants' third base coach, he never even thought about holding up Joe Panic. Try to go back inside again. He leaves this one out over the middle of the plate. That's a 2-strike mistake. And Posey finds the hole. And there aren't many left fielders with one out that you would aggressively wave a runner in like Kelly did there. But with Crawford's reputation, they're going to jump on it.
Here's McGee, and he takes down low.
Let's go digging it. And watch Kelly. He's waving the whole time. Come on.
McGee with a bouncing ball to third. Uribe steps on the bag, and that's a double play, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run. 4th inning coming up.
The San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Giants 2, Dodgers nothing. Is Adrian Gonzalez will bat first. Gonzalez lined into a double play in the first inning. Here he takes high and wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
Talk about how relaxed this guy is in the batter's box, and he puts a very, very light grip on the bat. The lighter the grip on the bat, the heavier the bat head, and you really get a sense of how heavy his head is when you watch the ball come off the bat. And it's tall fields. And he's not going to help you out. He's got a good eye.
Overshift is on for Gonzalez.
Straight away in the outfield.
And the leadoff walk. Here's McDonald's true stories. Most games played between opponents all time. Pirates and Cubs are number 1, then Pirates and Cardinals not far behind. Then it's the Dodgers and the Giants. And that man right there has seen a lot of those. 2,411 games. Braves, Phillies, Pirates, Reds. Pirates, 3 of the top 5. Here's Kendrick.
Had a chance to visit with the great Vin Scully today. 66th season as the voice of the Dodgers. And what is unusual about Vin Scully in this day and age, I mean, he does the game by himself. There are no color guys with him. I mean, he's the guy. He's the play-by-play. He's the color analyst.
Hit on the ground to McGee. McGee to Panic. Panic to Posey. And that's the 3rd double play in this game for the Giants. And that was a tough hop for McGee.
Now he's got to back up to set his feet and try and get a bounce that he can handle. And a nice exchange, glove hand, bare hand, and Panic. Very quick with the pivot. But here's where the play is made. That's that bounce you're talking about. But it was hit very sharply. Panic had a chance.
There's a strike. You play it off to the side because you get a better angle at reading the hop. And not all the time do you have the time to play it off to the side.
That's the high pitch you don't get with fielding Colbert. You get more down at the bottom of the strike zone, but you don't get much up top.
And that's behind Davey Lopes. And our ball dude down the right field line.
Bob Nealis. Needs some work. Bob, you misplayed him.
Too much ice cream for Bob.
There's Ingrid Baxter over there at the third base side.
I say that because Bob is the former director of international sales for Dreyer's Ice Cream.
Yep.
It's hard to move around if you've spent a lot of time around ice. I know, I watch you.
Easy.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Hey, it's amazing you can maintain your figure.
Well, hey, you know, I just wear bigger clothes.
No.
You got to go baggy. I know skinny jeans are in, but they aren't for us.
If I ate as much ice cream as you do, I'd be 340. Got him. And that'll end the inning, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Tim Lincecum.
No problem.
Success, Maxwell and Crawford coming up.
the 4th inning. Welcome back to the Giants game. Hey, we saw a rare sight today earlier about 3 o'clock walking into the park, and it was Buster Posey taking early BP. It obviously paid off. He had an RBI single last inning. Bruce Bochy said that he wanted to get out and work off a tee for a little bit, that all of his players have been working very hard to get out of the skid that they're in, and even the best hitters at times have to go back to the drawing board, guys.
Yep, that's what you do.
Starts with the tee.
Here's Susak, who hit a fly ball to right field, fairly deep right field. And he takes down low.
But Buster, it is rare that he takes extra batting practice. He just doesn't feel like, as a catcher, you can do that much extra hitting because it beats you up. What he does every day is he'll get on the tee before he takes batting practice, and he works on staying in one piece as his front side opens up, his lower body, upper body being one piece, and that gives him his symmetry and his balance. Plus, you know, if you're in a little bit of a funk, get a haircut.
Change it up a little bit. Susak down the right field line. That's going to drift out of play, although he had a little something behind that one.
He's got some pop. I mean, he has legitimate foul line to foul line power. We've seen him hit home runs to right field.
Two and two to Susak. Maxwell on deck. And this is dribbled to third. Is this going to be a thing? Yes, it is. Andrew Susak with an infield hit. The ground attack is working for the Giants.
Don't apologize for those. There'll be plenty of at-bats. You hit a bullet right into somebody's glove, but right here, perfectly described by my partner as a fang.
Here's Maxwell, who tripled past the diving Peterson in the second inning, then eventually scored on the bunt by Crawford. And Maxwell with a big swing and a miss.
Pat Burrell's here.
Saw Pat yesterday.
Looked good.
Pat here for the ceremony of the front office. One ball and one strike.
Slight pull in the infield to left field.
Hit on the ground to third. Uribe. They get one there. That's all they'll get.
Well, Warriors going to take on the Pelicans. Game 3. That game is Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Game live at 5:30. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Warriors up in that series. 2 games tonight. Join Fitz, JB, and Roz, because they'll be there so you can watch the game with the team that knows them best. Also available to stream live on csnbayarea.com and NBC Live Extra. Check it out. Go Dubs.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Giants-Warrior combination here at the ballpark. I've seen it for about the last 3 days.
Well, they've been good stories.
Crawford cannot hold up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lincecum on deck.
Well, you're doing, as a pitcher, you're throwing a good breaking ball when you break a guy down mid-swing, especially in a 1-0 count.
And the swing, 1-2.
Especially in a 1-1 count. The hitters do not like giving up strikes unless they get a full rip at it. So check swing strikes. Not a good thing. Go inside with the fastball, you're setting up.
Maxwell goes, and he had that stolen. And Crawford fouled it at the plate.
I think I've got Anderson's move as to when he goes home. I think he's broadcasting it. They know what his first move is. That is an outstanding jump. Again, he checks it.
Jim Reynolds doing the honors. So we'll see if Maxwell is thinking about it. Crawford down the right field line. That's a base hit. Crawford's digging for 2. The throw will go into second, and it's a double.
Well, I mean, that's a nice 2-strike at bat. Set the target in. I mean, this is right to the scout report, and he beats it. Look at the elbows bend through the swing. I mean, you get those kind of hits when you're starting to swing it good, and he's had a really nice last couple of 4 or 5 days after a rough start. And that is not a mistake either from Anderson. He just beat a good pitch, the pitch he wanted to throw. So an easy take a third, but with Puig's arm, they slow him down.
So Lincecum will hit, and the infield for the Dodgers will come in.
Come in the outfield too.
And Lincecum takes low and away. Lincecum is 0 for 4 on the season and 0 for 1 in this game. He bounced out to Uribe. He hits that same ball here, and he's got a base hit because Uribe is really close to the bag at third. 2-0.
Rendall's going to come out. He may be telling him, listen, you're going to take a strike anyway. Just throw it across the plate. I mean, even if you don't believe that as a catcher, you're going to tell the pitcher that just to get him in the strike zone.
Tap foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. And right now, Anderson can look in at Grandal and say, you're a liar.
Yeah. Catchers, you can't trust them. They're salesmen. That's all they are.
Two and 1. And that's out of play. 2 and 2.
He's got a chance here to throw 2 of the nastiest curveballs he can. You're Lincecum, you just have to get short and try and fight, put the ball in play. Hopefully you get a fly ball deep enough to score Maxwell. Maxwell's got pretty good speed once he gets going. A medium fly ball left field to score him. There's the first curveball, and that was a good one.
Now, I don't know if Lincecum was taking or if he felt like he couldn't hit it, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was a pretty good take.
I think you could give his butt credit for that.
And that was a good one.
And that's the first strikeout of the game. Brett Anderson had to come up with something in that 1-out runner at third situation, and he does. He gets the strikeout he was pitching for.
Aoki singled in the first and bounced out in the third. And that pitch is inside for a ball. One ball and no strikes. And a strike. Made it 1-1.
Big league curveball right there.
Well, he's not afraid to go to it.
He really does have an open base this time with 2 outs. First base is available. So from Anderson's perspective, he should be thinking corner pitch with everything.
Tap slowly. Gonzalez is going to flip to nobody. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. And the ground attack is alive and well. Unbelievable.
Well, it's going to get down to a foot race between Aoki and Anderson. Aoki's going to beat him. Kendrick, the second baseman, had none chance. It was going to be Gonzalez, and Gonzalez realized that it had to be a backhanded flip, and Anderson just couldn't get there. He tried to lead him into the bag, but this was his only chance.
So that's got to be a hit and an error and an RBI.
Anderson just not quick enough to get in position. And really not a great lead either there from Gonzalez. So Gonzalez does deserve the error.
So here's Panic.
Pretty good belly slide from Anderson to keep it from going in the dugout.
He was getting after it.
I want to snowboard with that guy. That's the face plant of the year.
You and I, this is probably 15 years ago, on an off day in April when spring skiing in Tahoe, remember that?
I do.
And I did a faceplant worse than that.
Oh, yeah, you had.
And I looked up and you were standing there, and I waited for a long time for some sympathy. Is Aoki's picked off? And no, they called the balk. So I got about as much sympathy as Brett Anderson is getting right now.
I did have to get 6 stitches in my tongue from biting it, so I didn't laugh out loud. And you have to remember, there's an imaginary line that goes halfway down the line of first base. If you step on the first base side and throw to first, that's a balk. Aoki points it out right away. He stepped towards home, and indeed he did.
So he can umpire too.
Very talented. If you're going to throw to first, you have to step on the first base side of that imaginary line that goes halfway down from the mound to the first base line. So 45 feet. Now watch the foot. He's stepping towards home here. And that's a block. You got to step on the 45 feet that goes from halfway down the first base line towards the first base.
By the way, that was not called by Clint Fagan, the first base umpire.
It really is easier for the plate umpire to see it, though.
Hit up the middle. And that'll end the inning. Broadcasters over 50 should not spring speed. 4-0 Giants. You were great. offers. The packs include a ticket to the Metallica Day game on Saturday, May 2nd. For more info on the Music Series 3-pack offer, visit sfgiants.com/minipack.
Now that's a hat.
That's a hat. Had it too. Outside to Crawford. Crawford, Uribe, and Peterson. We're getting some people moving down to the bullpen, or at least they started to. Crawford out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Montecasio, the right-hander, trying to lace up his glove, heading down eventually. I wouldn't really call that a red alert. Brett Anderson, the Dodgers starting pitcher, is due to hit 4th this inning.
Crawford on the ground, foul, and it's 2-2.
Hey. Welcome.
Got a pretzel?
Yeah.
Parts of a pretzel? The arm of a pretzel?
Yeah, I'm thinking parts of it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Skied out to left for Nori Aoki. 1 out. And here's Juan Uribe. 60 pitches now for Tim Lincecum. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike.
Good split. And again, another example of how well he's mixed that first pitch. Now, Susac and Lincecum, they haven't hooked up that much. But Lincecum does not shake Susac off very often.
Very trusting with his catchers. This is into the gap, and nobody's going to get it. Uribe with a 1-out double.
Well, watch live TV right now with the NBC Bay Area app. You see breaking news and investigations from NBC Bay Area News, plus your favorite NBC shows live and on demand. Simply download the NBC Bay Area app, select Watch Live TV now from the menu, and enter in your television account information, and you're good to go. Watch live TV right now with the NBC Bay Area app.
Here's Peterson, who singled in the 3rd.
Giants shows Peterson some pretty good respect in the outfield depth-wise. They know he has power.
And they play him straight away. Here he takes a strike.
The off-speed pitch to steal strike 1. Peterson last year in Albuquerque, 33 home runs.
Alex Guerrero is on deck. He would be the pinch hitter. Guerrero. Oh, 2.
Curveball broken down.
You think he might see that one again?
Well, I mean, if he throws a fastball, it's got to be out of the strike zone up. But yes, I think he's going to go down with one of the 3. I mean, all 3 of his pitches are working. Slider, the curveball, the split.
1 and 2.
It does look like Peterson tried to lean his front knee into that curveball.
These guys from Palo Alto, man, they got all the tricks.
Peterson, a Bay Area kid. And that's the year he had last year at Albuquerque. 30-30, 33 home runs, 30 steals.
Got him.
So staying below the strike zone. It looked like a split. Sometimes it's very difficult to distinguish between the three pitches because they all have straight down bite. And you saw the tumbling rotation, which tells you it's a split.
Hey, Guerrero's got some big numbers. He's hitting .357. He's 5 for 14. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. And he's 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter, and the one hit was a 2-run home run. However, he has never faced Lincecum before. And the pitch is just outside.
And with a 4-0 lead, this is not a situation where you're going to pitch around him and give up the base. A walk here is not what you're trying to accomplish if you're Lincecum.
And a breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Like I said, breaking ball, it really doesn't have to be that good a pitch unless the guy's sitting on it.
Well, he stayed away from the fastball in the 1-0 count.
And that's fair past the diving McGee. And Guerrero's got an RBI double. And here in the 5th inning, the Dodgers are on the board.
I'll tell you what, that back leg was certainly timed to it. Not fooled at all. McGee playing off the line. They gave it to Guerrero, and he just rakes it right past McGee. Hit that like he knew it was coming. Definitely the speed he was looking for.
Here's Rollins. Rollins is 0 for 2. Oh, 1. Foul back, another good 2.
Dodgers get another arm up in their bullpen. Pedro Baez. Perfect curveball, an 0-2 count. Trying to bounce that ball between home plate and Susak, the catcher.
So it's 2-2 now to Rollins.
And these guys know each other well.
They do.
Face each other 37 times. Lincecum has struck him out 9 times. So 3 times he's gone below the strike zone. Now this is a situation here that you would say, well, you do have an open base, but with the history that Yasiel Puig has against Lincecum, no, you wouldn't say you have an open base because Puig has really hurt him in the past. Good pitch.
Dodgers on the board. Pagan, Closey, McGee coming up. game, and here's their comparison.
Well, Lincecum through 5 innings, 4 hits allowed. Anderson 9 hits, 1 run from Lincecum, 4 for Anderson, 3 walks from Lincecum. The big difference though, 3 double plays, 4 strikeouts for Lincecum. Both pitchers didn't throw a lot of pitches. About the same, but tonight was not the night for Anderson.
4-1 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
The pitcher now for Los Angeles will be Juan Nicasio. Good time he's come in, off to a great start. 1.59 ERA. Look at the strikeouts. 8 punch-outs in 5 2/3. He does get a wild hair up his nose once in a while, but he's got a good, healthy fastball to go low to mid-90s. Hard slider and a changeup. Slider really is his best strikeout pitch.
Pagan 3 for 9 lifetime against Nicasio. And he takes wide to 1-0.
Nicasio in his 4th year at the big league level. Big guy, 6'4", 250 out of the Dominican Republic.
Pagan takes a strike. Angel Pagan in this game is 1 for 2. Had a base hit in the 3rd inning when Giants scored 1 run. And he comes back with another strike. It's 1-2. We have some Dodger fans here mixed in with Giants fans. Everybody seems to be getting along, and that's the way it should be.
Indeed.
And the 1-2 to Pagan. And Pagan takes high, 2-2.
These guys know each other. It's the 10th time that Pagan has faced Nicasio, 3 for 9 lifetime. So you got to believe that he's gone up there looking for something. And it wasn't the fastball. And now he adjusts with 2 strikes.
Got him. Nicasio strikes out the first hitter that he faces, and here's Buster Posey. Buster's got really good numbers against Nicasio. Buster's 5 for 9 with a double and a home run. Matter of fact, the last at bat off of Nicasio was a big fly. Fouls this one out of play. He got a challenge. Look out.
Just a bit high.
That's a little bit high.
Watch the elbow and see how high it is. Just underneath the shoulder, and you get push in your delivery. And that's what causes you to lose it high. Not a very comfortable at bat for a guy that does that every once in a while, that throws in the mid-90s.
Posey hits one high down the right field line, and that's going to reach the seats.
We have a winner. And that's how you do it.
Same spot. Let's see if the same fan gets it. Yep. No.
You love to see an adult get a ball and then give it off to a kid, because you know the adult's not going to go to bed at night taking that ball with him, but the kid is.
She's saying that belongs to me. 1-2 to Posey.
He's not giving it up.
2-2.
Oh, they're having fun.
They're having a good time. There's no doubt about that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Posey shoots this one just foul. He's had about 4 or 5 this year that have been just foul.
Not making a play down there. No, not you didn't put that in your pocket. See what happens when you do that?
Yeah, you spend the night on the couch. That's what you do. What is that guy thinking about? Seriously. Buster, this one's lined right at Rollins. 2 outs. Giants Dodgers. Well, it'll be tomorrow night on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network. Thursday, 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Pregame live will start at noon. So here's Casey McGee. And McGee takes a 1-hopper. McGee is flied out and then bounced into a double play, his 4th of the year. Fouls this one out of play.
94-mile-an-hour challenge in a 1-0 count. McGee looking for some hits, trying to get to that comfort zone. Has not quite found it yet.
McGee in his career against Nicasio is 2 hits and 5 at bats. Slowly hit to Rollins. And Rollins will take his time, and that'll end the inning. First time in this game, the Giants retired in order, and it'll be Puig to lead things off.
Los Angeles April 15, 2014. Hector Sanchez walks off a single. And the Giants celebrate. And the Dodgers, they walk off. And that's our T-Mobile game changer.
So here's Puig facing Lincecum. Puig is 1 for 2.
Big inning here for Lincecum, facing the Hart.
1 ball and no strikes. Gonzalez and then Kendrick. On the ground and a base hit.
Ownage is ownage.
It is. It's unbelievable.
Now 3 double plays tonight have really been the backbone of Lincecum's outing. And he's going to be pitching one for one here as he faces the hottest hitter on this Dodger club. Conto's heading down the Giants bullpen. That is a red alert.
And that's what you're not going to get. It's 1 ball and no strike.
Jeremy Affeldt. Gonna join him.
And that's out of play on the 1-0 pitch. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, she's happy. Yep. And if she's happy, the whole group is happy.
A bit high. 2 balls and a strike.
Colbert has been very consistent with that high pitch. He just hadn't given it for either team. You have to remind yourself you have a 3-run lead. You know you're facing a guy who can hurt you long, but you got to make him prove it to you. You got to get in and you've got to challenge him. You do not want to walk.
May have expanded his strike zone a bit. It's 3-2.
Yeah, I think he was looking soft too because that was a 3-1 changeup. And he fouled it straight back, which means he's on it speed-wise.
Well, you got Rollins on a 3-2 pitch to end the 5th inning. Let's see what he does with Gonzalez here in the 6th. Got him. Same pitch?
Same pitch. Goes down with the split and absolutely could not throw a better one. And Gonzalez in a 2-strike mode. I mean, he's got to protect, and that thing just disappeared. That's a big strikeout.
So here's Kendrick. Kendrick, it's a bouncing ball up the middle. Crawford on the dive to shovel the panic. To Posey! Double play! If this holds up, it'll be one of the finest double plays you're ever going to see. That's 1. That's 2. And they're asking the players to stay on the field while the Dodgers look at this. And they're going to challenge it.
Yes, they are. A remarkable play. And we saw this Keystone combination do the same thing in San Diego this year. And they are kind of getting a reputation for it.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
And they really took a hit away from Kendrick. And they go.
He beat it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's got to be clear cut, and I don't know if there's enough evidence there to turn it. It's got to be in the grasp. It's close. I know one thing, they're going to look at this for a while.
And I'm assuming they try very hard to see as many angles as they can.
The umpire on your left, Clint Fagan, he's the first base umpire. Dylan Colbrook, plate umpire.
Got him. And what a terrific double play. Crawford to Panic to Posey. Unbelievable. Take a look at it one more time from a different angle. Beautiful. 4-1 Giants.
Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Well, follow the Giants all season 2015 with MLB.com. At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. So get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or your tablet.
And Lincecum still talking about that great play started by Brandon Crawford. Here's Susak. Susak led the ground attack in the fourth with an infield hit.
I can't tell you how much it does for a pitcher when you have a defensive play made behind you like Crawford and Panic turn.
There's a base hit to left field. Well, how about it set down the two relievers?
You're right. Jeremy Affeldt, George Contos, take a seat. And you watch the reaction from Lincecum when the inning was over. He comes over and says, "Dude, I love you, man."
Yeah.
And you know what? He means it.
Here's Maxwell. I like the haircut, I do.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks like one of those movie actors from the 20s. Maxwell takes low and away, 1 ball and no strike. How about that? 4 double plays in a game. Last time, September 4th, 2002. Livan Hernandez spinning his magic.
Definitely had some good days in this ballpark.
That's 3-0 now to Maxwell.
A wild one in Milwaukee today. 26 runs scored.
Goodness.
25 hits.
How about that? Both Marty Brenneman and Bob Uecker grumpy about now.
Yes, they will be.
This is in the World Series.
Flashback. This time it was Panic who went on his Billy, flipped it over to Crawford. They get the double play. It too was contested. And that was the biggest play in that game and one of the finest plays ever made in a World Series. And certainly in a Game 7 of a World Series. And Panic said this offseason he was constantly asked about that play.
And why should he? He should be. So here's Crawford, who's got a couple of hits. And he shoots this one off the end of the bat, foul. Ingrid Baxter thought about going underneath it and making the catch. Susac with his lead. Swing and a miss by Crawford. It's 0-2. Here's a double play, the opposite version of it.
Infield much quicker this year than we've seen it previous years. You don't have as much range. And Crawford, I don't think he had any other intention other than flipping it with a glove. He knew it was his only chance to get the deuce. And Panic did the rest. And a nice play from Posey to dig it out on the back end.
So Crawford now behind in the count. Lincecum's on deck. And Crawford takes strike 3 call. And they're going to pull Lincecum back. And the hitter is going to be Hector Sanchez. Actually, it's going to be Gregor Blanco.
Nice round of applause for Lincecum as his evening has concluded. And he pitched well tonight.
So Don Mattingly's going to make a counter move. All right, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back.
to go walk along the Giants Port Walk and look at moments in Giants history, you should definitely make time to do it. Before today's game, the Giants just unveiled 2 more plaques, of course, commemorating achievements of the 2014 season. One is Travis Ishikawa's home run to win the pennant. The other is Madison Bumgarner at the World Series parade. They are beauties, worth a gander, worth a stroll, fellas.
Madison Bumgarner. Yep, it is worth a stroll. You can walk right through history.
Well, it really is a museum around here.
You probably make that walk every morning.
I go there a lot. And I stop and I read them every time I go by.
Duffy is going to hit for Blanco.
The pitcher, Adam Liberatore, off to a good start. I mean, he's 9 up, 9 down with 3 strikeouts. Hard thrower, mid-90s fastball with a hard slider. Flop a changeup up there every once in a while, but basically everything he throws at you is pretty hard.
And there's a belt-high fastball you're not going to get. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
And Colbert has been very consistent. I mean, his strike zone's been very steady.
Duffy is 14 for 32. And he takes a strike. Take that back. Duffy's 9 for 32. And the more pitches you see off a guy that you may never have faced before, the better idea you get. You see your base runner, Susak at second, Maxwell at first.
Now, Liberatore's trying to save that breaking ball for a 2-strike count. Grandal just called a fastball, and Liberatore shook it off. He wants to throw that slider. So a little bit of a discussion with the fingers here between pitcher and catcher. Fastball in.
Wow, 3-1.
So that's one we've seen called a strike, and that's one that absolutely completely changes the at bat. Big difference between 2 and 2 when you haven't seen a breaking ball, and 3 and 1. You've seen 4 fastballs. Set it inside, just not getting the call.
And a shot on the ground, and Rollins is going to turn the double play, but Duffy hit it right on the nose. 7th inning coming up. It's 4-1 Giants. was a nice outing for Lincecum. Brett Anderson got dinged up a little bit. He threw 72 pitches. 4 double plays turned by the Giants defense. Maxwell's had a nice night, and so has Crawford. And here's Jeremy Affeldt. Big chopper to Crawford, and Crawford will make the play. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake expert.
Seventh time that Jeremy Affeldt has come into a game. You're going to see a lot of ground balls when he's right, and he comes in and gets a ground ball. Good sinking fastball, low 90s, big curveball in a split. There's 5 base runners in 4 innings, just 1 strikeout. But he's getting a lot of ground balls, and he's been doing that all spring. Hey, it's her birthday, and she's having a panic attack. What do you think?
I get that.
How do you cure that? Did you bring your Lincecum hat?
No, but now that I think about it, it's not a bad look. Van Slyke fouls it out of play.
I think you could pull it off.
I don't think I could, Mike. But those two definitely can.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Van Slyke out of play. His numbers this year: 455, 5 for 11, a home run, 5 driven in, with Juan Uribe on deck. Outside and low, 1-2.
You know, the thing about those Lincecum hats is one of those girls is a pure salesman, because whoever had the idea had to convince the other one to wear it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're sisters too.
I think they're twins.
Driven to right. Maxwell spins around, recovers, and makes the catch.
Almost hit well. But right now it's time for our Geico quote. This one comes from Jeremy Affeldt on the Dodgers rivalry. He says they don't like losing to us, and we don't like losing to them. Pretty much sums up a rivalry right there, and that's our Geico quote.
Well, I think that just about says it all. Here's Uribe. And a curveball misses. Old teammates, Uribe, Affeldt. Uribe's got some ownage on him. 6 for 12, and has never struck him out. Panic to his right, and Affeldt, a nice inning here in the 7th. Top of the order coming up. Nice job, girls. Beautiful. Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants Post-Game Live. You get highlights, you get reactions to this game, and you get analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. So here's Nori Aoki to lead things off. A couple of left-handed hitters and then a switch hitter. Look out. Well, keep you loose.
Liberatore makes that pitch, and he comes walking right down the mound towards you. He's a big fella, 6'3", 240. He got both cheeks into that fastball. And then he comes back with a hard breaking ball. That's the big leagues right there. That thing started out right at the shoulder of Aoki. As you see, Scott Van Slyke stays in the game now at left field.
Two and two.
That mean a little something more to you when a guy knocks you down, you get a base hit in the same at bat?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I don't know what's better, hit a duck snort or a line drive, to be honest with you. Two balls, two strikes. Got him.
Well, that's a rough at bat. Well, time for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. We're going to take a look at that double play one more time. It happened in the 6th inning. One on, one out. Ball up the middle. Crawford to his belly. Flip with the glove. And a quick turn of the double play for Panic. And that is our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And Lincecum loving it.
Here's Panic, who picked up an infield hit in the 3rd inning. Sitting on a fastball, a pretty good swing. It's no balls and one strike.
He's not fooling with speed at all. Panic has a very compact swing. Likes the middle of the field. A tough guy to strike out.
And that fastball is high to even the count. Giants with 10 hits tonight. The Dodgers with 5. Giants have hit into 2 double plays. The Dodgers have hit into 4. And Panic goes around. It's 1 and 2.
First time you see that breaking ball. Don't see him go out of the strike zone very often. Gives you an idea how good that break was. It was quick. It did not hold up.
And the protect mode now for Panic. Out of play.
Yeah, it never gets old, but in Exmo, you can see the flip is right there above the belt, which makes for an easy turn for Panic, and they just do get Kendrick on the backside. See, that's the thing about Crawford that is amazing, is to how many times he'll put that ball, whether he's throwing it, whether he's flipping it, right there in the chest of Panic.
Doesn't matter. He could probably spit it out right there.
Offensively this year, he has never been better.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Panic here in the 7th. And it's 3-2.
A little easier to lay off it the second time you've seen the spin on that slider. You're looking out through the entire professional career of Liberatore. He's averaged about a 3-to-1 strikeout walk ratio and just about a strikeout an inning. And that's good stuff.
Hit out to left field for Van Slyke. 2 out. And that'll bring up Pagan. Pagan is 1 for 3. Calling for a fastball in, and that's to the backstop. 1-0.
Pagan, one of the more patient Giant hitters. I think you learn that patience when you've been hitting in the leadoff spot for as long as he has. This year, moved down to the 3rd spot out of necessity with Hunter Pence on the disabled list. Still very patient. Pedro Baez, the right-hander, another hard thrower coming out of that Dodger bullpen. They've got a lot of hard throwers down there.
Kind of a late call by Fielding Coldbreath. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, that's how you take away count leverage. Pagan's sitting in a 2-0 count. He paints him on the outside corner. I mean, absolute perfect location. Nobody looks in that location ahead of the count 2-0.
2-2.
Very quickly, Sergio Romo heading down. Affelt's going to start the inning. They have a left-hander, Jock Peterson, leading off for the Dodgers, so Affelt, the left-hander, will stay in.
And a base hit up the middle for Pagan, his 2nd hit. And we'll see if the lefty stays in to face Buster Posey. No, doesn't look like it. So we're going to get a double switch. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. See some good attitude in the stands tonight. That's your World Series patch. Good. Some action in the Cove. How'd that work out? Yeah, got something.
Sushi.
I was just about ready to go swing and a miss, but nope. Some of the fish we get in the press room comes right out of that cove.
That's right. Oh, the tilapia. New pitcher now for Los Angeles will be Pedro Baez. And Baez, a guy who converted from an everyday player to a pitcher. His first 7 years, he was a player with pretty good power. And he said, you got a good arm, but your bat's not that good. Well, and here he is in the big leagues. Justin Turner is playing third base now. He'll hit in the ninth spot on the double switch. And Baez is a hard thrower. He's mid to high 90s with a hard slider. Angel Pagan fans.
Girls' night out.
Game of babes.
Buster tonight is 1 for 3. And he shoots it out of play. Buster's had 3 pretty good at bats, but only 1 hit to show for it. Pagan with good speed at first. Romo in the bullpen. Casey McGee on deck. Pagan leaning. He does not go. And Posey with a line drive to right field. Easily into third is Pagan. Buster Posey with his second hit.
He's hit the ball hard all 4 times tonight. And here another good 2-out at bat from the Giants. Mistake, fastball out over the plate. Posey looking at head stay down through the swing and just goes with the location. Puig, slippage there, still 360s and keeps Posey at first easily. So a little 2-out thunder here by the Giants.
So here's McGee. McGee is 0 for 3. And he takes outside for a ball. Pagan at third, Posey at first. Nope, 2-0.
Missed by about half a baseball. So McGee in the driver's seat. Get a lot of fastballs from Baez. And McGee, he's not even going to think about that slider till it's 2 strike count. He's going to sit on gas and hope he gets a mistake. Dodgers give him a line in left field, pinch the gap in right.
He got the fastball. He's at 97 and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's healthy. It's got some live. No doubt about that. I mean, he always had a great arm. And I think it was in the back of the Dodgers' minds that if he ever did not pan out, and he didn't with the bat, put a toe plate on him, and here he is in the big leagues. But you can see why they like him. I mean, he's got some giddy up.
Out of play down the right field line. It's 2-2. At third is Pagan. At first is Posey. So McGee in a battle now. It's 2-2. Baez has got a pitch now that he can play with.
Well, he hasn't shown him the slider. I think he's going to stay with the fastball. They want it up.
Out of play. McGee might do this for a while.
The Dodgers have taken the line away in right field now. Puig over there towards the line. So both the outfielders on the right side, Peterson and Puig, have swung over. So they are totally anticipating this at bat to go to that side of the field.
Two and two. Got him. And that'll end the inning. We'll head to the eighth. It remains 4-1 Giants.
It'll be a classic, folks. Two of the best. Clayton Kershaw taking on Madison Bumgarner. You see the numbers comparable in innings pitched, win-loss, ERA, and not off to a great start. 26 strikeouts for Kershaw and 18 1/3. But with 3 Cy Youngs with Kershaw, 3 World Series rings for Bumgarner and an MVP. So I think that'd be worth watching.
I would agree with that. So Affeld's going to face Peterson. Peterson against Lincecum was 1 for 3. And he's never faced Affeld before. And he looks at a strike. There's Romo. Romo will probably be in after this hitter. Only 1 ball and 1 strike. I would like to save that curveball for when he gets 2 strikes on Peterson. And he bounces it foul, and now he can.
Good sink on that fastball. Trying to crowd Peterson. So 3 pitches, 3 fastballs. And he's got two ways that he can get him with off-speed stuff. He's got that curveball he likes to throw. It's a big rainbow-type curve, and he's also got a forkball. And he'll throw it to lefties now, whereas before it used to be kind of a righties-only pitch, but not now. There's the curveball.
Two balls, two strikes. And it's 3-2.
Not happy about that effort. Tried to sneak attack him. Going back inside with that fastball and just pulled it across the plate. So a wasted pitch, and really with two strikes, kind of an easy take.
Got him. No, did he foul it?
Yeah, he caught a piece. Susek just could not quite hang on. So he does indeed takes advantage of the 3-run lead here. Doesn't want to walk him. Two-seam fastball right on the outside corner. Oh, and Susek could not hang on. So Peterson lives to see another day.
So that's it for AFL. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Hey, and on Sunday the 3rd, first 7,500 fans 14 and under are going to receive a Buster Posey Bank presented by Toyota. Visit sfgiants.com/tickets. So Romo is in. He's facing Justin Turner.
The numbers for Romo, 7th time he's come in. 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3. 2 types of fastball, slider, changeup.
And first pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Jimmy Rollins on deck, and then the beef start coming up.
Turner, good mistake hitter. Backs that ball up. Not an easy guy to strike out. Off to a good start. And right now, the Giants need to find the strike zone.
There's Rollins. 2 balls, no strikes. On the ground to McGee. McGee to Panic, and that's all they'll get. So here's Rollins, is Javier Lopez. Gets down to the bullpen.
So a little bobble from McGee, and it prevents an opportunity to try and get a pair, but they do get the one out.
Rollins tonight is 0 for 4. And he takes wide. He's only faced, believe it or not, Romo 2 times. He's 1 for 2. Now that doesn't include postseason. Two and 0.
Romo pitching from behind again. I mean, he's got the command to do it. He has exceptional command with all of his throws. It's rare that he does walk anybody. Just a bit outside and up. And there's the beef that Kipe is talking about. Puig, Gonzalez, lots of power.
And the walk.
So 2 free passes have set it up. And Puig will step in and represent the tying run.
Well, he's got a couple of hits tonight. He doesn't have much success against Romo. He's 1 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. But you know, you just can't hang one. That's the whole point. Romo really hasn't been in a spot where he can use that slider much. He does here, and this is a long run for Maxwell, and Maxwell's going to slide, and he made the catch! Unbelievable! And he is getting up slowly. He may have slid and hit that concrete that's underneath the padding.
Well, there is a piece of concrete that is not protected. And that's exactly what happened. He takes a kneecap right into the wall.
Oh, that's the left knee.
But what an incredible play. Well, you expect that there's going to be padding there. I think this totally surprises him. Now, he's up walking around, but I know one thing. I did not feel good.
Man. He hit that cement hard.
They're replaying it here on the big screen. You can hear the groan from the 41,386 in attendance. Well, if you're Yasiel Puig, you appreciate it when that outfielder makes a play. And Maxwell just made a play.
So Bruce Bochy's coming out with Gonzalez coming up. This is at normal speed. Gives you an idea what a great catch it was. I had no idea if he caught it. I just saw fans clapping in the stands.
We're watching Maxwell now. He's limping over to talk to Pagan.
So here comes Lopez. It remains 4-1. Jackson is limping around a little bit, Mr. Maxwell.
Yeah, that's going to stiffen up too as the night wears on, I'm sure. I mean, he really hit that wall.
So here's Lopez. Here's the numbers for Lopez.
7th game he's appeared in, 3.86 ERA, 1 strikeout and 2 1/3. Gonzalez 2 for 9 lifetime against him. He's only struck him out once.
No overshift for Gonzalez, although Panic is playing out into shallow right field. And a strike and it's 0-1. What Gonzalez did last year in the RBI department. He's got 14 this year. And that pitch is wide.
Javier Lopez will give you a lot of different angles. He's got 4 pitches. The fastball, it's mid-80s. Curveball, slider, changeup. I doubt if you're going to see the changeup to the left-hander hitting Gonzalez.
Swinging a bouncing ball, and it's out to Panic. Panic to Lopez. Got him! And that'll end the inning. What a great play by Justin Maxwell. Back here at AT&T Park, some of the sights and sounds of this Dodgers-Giants Game 1. And Baez will go after Andrew Susak. Pedro Baez gave up a single and then struck out McGee in the 7th. Susak bounces it foul. Susak's got a couple of hits. He's leading the Giants right now in hitting.
Well, nice going. Hitting a cool 429 as you see Santiago Casilla.
I told you I had to talk to them before the game.
Well, he's responded well.
We will televise into Sacramento tomorrow because of the 2 hits tonight. Fouls this one right below us.
Well, I think you have a future as a motivational speaker.
Hand it off. 0-2 to Susac. And that pitch is high. 1-2. That's about as easy as a 95 as you're going to see.
It really is.
Outside to Susac. 2-2.
At 97, and he wouldn't miss by much. That's one of those pitches they say, hey, good take, and that's, you say to yourself, I didn't have a chance.
Good take. Well, thanks.
I didn't have a choice or a chance.
Two pitch coming up. And it's 3-2 now to Susac.
Just two looks. I mean, the fastball and the curveball, or the slider rather. Some Bumgarner on the left. He will be on the mound tomorrow night, taking on Clayton Kershaw, game 2 of the series.
And the walk.
Just a bit low, but the Giants get what they want. That's a leadoff hitter getting on base.
So here's Maxwell, who's made the play of the night in the outfield tonight.
He really did.
There's been a few on the infield that have dazzled everybody, but the play in the outfield is spectacular. He's also been on base 3 times, a triple, reached on a fielder's choice, and he drew a walk in the 6th. Outside, 1-0. Baez is going to have to realize there's no corner.
And it's been that way the whole night. I mean, Fielder Colebrook does not have big corners on his strike zone.
That's just the way it is.
It's a low zone. You don't get many belts, but what you get in the first, you get in the 9th. And that's really all you can ask from an umpire. Be consistent, and he has been. It's a balk.
So Susac will end up at second. Dodgers lead the Giants in balks tonight. It's 2-0.
Cannot start and stop. There's the start. He tried to step off and correct it, but that's a start-stop, and you are guilty. So Grandal out to try and calm his rookie down. Machi joins Casilla. If the lead were to go higher than the 3-run lead that the Giants have now, you would see Machi in the game. If it stays a 3-run deficit to the Dodgers, then you'll see Casilla.
Two 2-0 to Maxwell.
This is where you want to be. The guy who's a 2-pitch pitcher is not getting the slider over. And now you've seen the fastball at 97. You've seen the movement. You've timed it. And this is where you want to get greedy if you're Maxwell. Fastball away.
Crawford's on deck. Dodgers have a lefty in the bullpen.
It'll be interesting to see if they green light him here. Maxwell's had a good night with the bat. 3-0 count. I don't care if you have a green light. You don't want any part of 97 at the knees on the corner or outside.
That is a fact. Maxwell hits it high, hits it deep. It is out of here. What a game for Justin Maxwell. He might be in the lineup tomorrow night.
Well, he bushwhacked the kid right there. He got what he was looking for, and he got it where he was looking for it. And that's going to feel pretty good. It's been over a year. Maxwell, who's had to fight through injuries, long road back. I bet he never felt his feet touch the ground around the bases.
Well, a great play in the top of the inning and a home run in the bottom of the inning. Here's Crawford. And Crawford takes outside for a ball.
And that was a big potato there. This place is buzzing.
His first of the year. Crawford looks at a strike. It's a beautiful swing.
I mean, he just had seen too many fastballs, had it timed, and he got every bit of his back leg into that one.
Crawford with a swing and a miss.
From the side, watch the power and the backside throw. And that's when he knew immediately was leaving Earth. Hit it. Admire and hit your trot. That's when he'll get back, too.
High to Crawford, 2-2. Hector Sanchez is on deck.
Time to roll with the Buster Posey.
And a 3-2 count now coming up to Crawford.
Maybe Susac joins in the conversation. You hit a home run, you become the most popular guy in the dugout. Giants' first 3 games, 16 runs. Last 11 games, 21. Tonight they've scored 6. You think they enjoyed that day off?
Crawford strikes out. Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they got their legs back as a team. They went 14 straight days without a day off to open the season. That's rough. Not an issue anymore.
When's the next one, Mike?
I think it's in August sometime.
Well, thanks, I appreciate it. And it's time for a change. Big Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back. that series. Warriors big winners last night. And that game 3 will be on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pregame live will start at 5:30. And you can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Also available to stream live on csnbayarea.com and NBC Live Extra. We're going to have a hard time picking it up, I got to tell you, because we'll be on an airplane. It's 6-1 Giants.
New pitcher now for the Dodgers will be Paco Rodriguez. Really been a good story for the Dodgers this year. He really has come back. Lost some mechanics. Just really kind of fell out of favor, but this spring he lit it up, and here he is back in the big leagues. 4 strikeouts in 3 1/3. 2.7 ERA. That's a good start. One of 3 left-handed pitchers in the Dodger bullpen.
Here's Hector Sanchez. Hector cannot hold up. It's no balls and 1 strike. And a bit high to Hector Sanchez.
You're not going to see the type of velocity from Rodriguez you saw with Baez, but he's got some funkiness to him. He's got a slingshot takeback. He doesn't really drop his hand below his belt as he gets gathered to throw. It's a straight takeback. 4 pitches though. Fastball, he'll cut, he'll sink. He's got a curveball, slider, and changeup. And he is a guy that relies really on that funkiness.
Two balls, 1 strike. Ball back, 2-2. Please do not forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after the Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2. 1 out, 2 in. Sanchez is 3 for 23 to start out the season. Turner with the soft hands. Turner with the high throw. And Gonzalez to save Turner an error.
Now sometimes too much time for an infielder can upset your rhythm. I mean, this ball really got to Turner quickly. He knew he had a lot of time because Hector Sanchez, not a quick runner. A lot of time, goosed it, and here's the play you're talking about. Just turn around and swipe. You know the runner's going to be down the line. And pretty creative play for Gonzalez to get the out. And I'm sure Turner appreciates the no error.
Here's Noria Aoki. And the first pitch is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. And the right fielder tonight, Justin Maxwell. The other person in that screen is the future right fielder, Hunter Pence. Aoki, 2-0. I miss that guy on the field.
Hunter Pence?
Yes.
Indeed we do. Progressing. Pence trying to come back from a broken arm he sustained early in spring training, getting hit by a pitch. So he's kind of at the mercy of the bone as it heals on its own time. But he's been swinging a wiffle ball bat, and last couple days he's been able to play catch with a glove on his left hand. It was the left arm that was broken. So that's progress.
Three and one to Noriaoki.
Kane getting closer to when he'll start throwing again.
Three and two.
So 3-0 breaking ball, 3-1 breaking ball. And he's run the count full.
Aoki came over from Japan thinking, I thought the major leagues was a fastball league.
Think again.
Slowly hit to second, or Kendrick will take his time, and that'll end the inning. Justin Maxwell unloads for his first home run of the year, and it's bye-bye baby. Ninth inning coming up, 6-1 Giants.
The game. It's brought to you by Honda. It was thought that Justin Maxwell did it on both sides of the ball. Had a triple in his first at bat, scored a run in the second inning. Made the play of the game in the outfield against Yasiel Puig in the 8th inning, and then the bottom of the 8th inning comes up with a runner on and does this. Hits his first home run as a Giant. And those are distinctions that make him our player of the game. Brought to you by Honda.
So Machi to Kendrick, and it's outside for a ball. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Machi off to a good start. 8th time he's come in. Been very solid, very consistent.
2-0.
Fastball, forkball, slider. You see the low to mid 90s in the fastball velocity range.
And a strike. Three and one. Grandal to follow. And then Van Slyke. That's lined into center field. Pagan's going to come in, and he trapped it. So Kendrick with his first hit of the night. And that'll bring to the plate Yasmani Grandal.
Came close, but you saw the clear one hop into the glove. And Gonzalez, the second base umpire, signaled no catch immediately. So the Dodgers get a lead off here. But Machi had to challenge him. You can't walk anybody with a 5-run lead in the ninth inning.
Grandal's got some ownage on Machi. He's 3 for 6, 2 doubles and a home run.
That is ownage.
Let's see if it applies here in the ninth inning. Grandal is 0 for 3. And a quick 0-2.
Oh, man. 2 quick fastballs. Breezy. Perfect for flying a flag.
3 strikes. And Grandal not happy.
Some serious paint right there. Stretch it wide, right between the knees. Not a whole lot of glove movement. And Cobra says, see ya.
Nice job by Susak, too.
Now this is how you can widen that strike zone out. You see how he turns his left shoulder a little bit forward, and it kind of frames his body so you can make an outside pitch look like it is in the strike zone. For the most part, you're going to see catchers get back there and they'll give you a flat chest, but when they want to hook that outside corner to a lefty, they can angle that left shoulder a little bit out front.
And Van Slyke taps it foul.
I mean, I think those are things that really identify good receivers. Just little tricks like that. And can give the illusion of a wider strike zone in the eyes of an umpire. Just by the way they catch the ball.
Andre Ethier is now on deck.
And we like Susak the minute we saw him come out of the minor leagues and get to the big leagues. He's got a real good foundation, and up here he's going to get a lot of knowledge. It's really where you learn.
Plus, if you want information about a catcher, whether it's in the Giants system or another major league catcher, just go to Billy Hayes. He'll tell you.
Billy Hayes in charge of the catchers. There's Billy Hayes, an old catcher, former first-round pick by the Cubs. Sweet hands, Billy Hayes. What? Bruce Bochy, another catcher.
Yeah.
And if you're a young catcher, you watch all the subtleties that Buster Posey brings into the catching position every day. I mean, you learn quickly. And Buster's good. He's open about it.
Caps loaded to McGee, and McGee will juggle, and everybody's safe. There'll be a hit for Van Slyke. So here's Ethier.
Very quietly, Santiago Casilla gets back down in that Giants bullpen to resume throwing. It's not going to take him long. He's already gotten hot, real hot one time.
So Ethier, here's a pinch hitter. And he takes a strike. He's 2 for 3 against Machi. Got Peterson on deck.
Ethier has made it very clear that he's not happy not starting, but he has accepted the responsibility of being a pinch hitter. Not an easy thing to do when you've been an everyday guy most of your career.
Tap slowly, and it'll be McGee's, and they just get Ethier. Both runners advance, 2 down.
Nice play.
McGee might be asking for a routiner one of these days.
He hadn't got one since the season started. Gets past Machi, who's one of the better fielding pitchers the Giants have. Puts it in the glove. Strike, and they just do get Ethier by a quarter step.
So here's Peterson, who's 1 for 2. Outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia watching in the bullpen. 2-0.
Trying to throw that forkball up there. I don't think he has a good feel that pitch tonight either. I mean, he's been pretty solid with it since the start of the season. He really hasn't had a slump night with the fork. But tonight it is not there for him. He's trying to find it, but it is not there. And now he's got to throw a strike to a guy with power. This is going to be the last hitter that Machi faces, no matter what. He's either going to finish it up or he's going to hand the ball off to Casilla.
I don't believe this is what Bruce Bochy wanted to do here in the 9th. But he is going to get Machi, and Casillas coming in. So, stay with us. Casilla coming in. Giants are leading 6-1. The base is loaded, and there's the new Giants pitcher.
Santiago Casilla coming in for the 7th time. He's 4-4 in save-offs. This is not a save.
You can see it. Type of closer that can give you a lot of different looks, a lot of different movements.
And that ball gets away from Susak, and coming in to score is Kendrick. So it's 6-2.
Open up your outing with a wild pitch. But this one just gets down, and Susak got a little glove tied there. That's not the position you want your hand to be in when you're trying to block a ball. And I think that late sink at that velocity surprised him.
Get on the ground to Panic, and that's the ball game. So the Dodgers had come in winning 7 straight, and here in game 1 behind Tim Lincecum, some terrific defense and clutch hitting, the Giants win game 1.
Well, clearly benefiting from a day off. They show up today with 13 hits, put 6 runs on the board, but Lincecum fantastic tonight. 6 solid innings, 5 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 run period, 5 strikeouts. And this is exactly what they had hoped to do after this off day.
So tonight here at AT&T Park, your final score, Giants 6, Dodgers 2. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews and the wrap starts right now.